Hello everyone, today we're back with our second video and we have a Nintendo Switch here with a Joy-Con that's drifting. So see how that dot is not actually on the center. If it was on the center, it'd be a little cross. And so sometimes when you come back from something, come back from pointing forward, particularly like in a sprint or something where you depress the joystick, it'll come back to not center. And of course it doesn't want to do it when I'm showing, because why would it? Yeah, kind of like that, where it's not come back to center. So if you actually come back to center, it's a little cross. But there you go. See, it's not come back to center. And the owners said that sometimes their son plays Fortnite on it, and he'll be like standing on a cliff, and then the character will just edge forward and fall off the cliff, and it's really annoying. So today we're going to try and fix this. It's a pretty known fault, pretty common with these Joy-Cons. You just need a little bit of pressure behind the Joy-Con itself to stop it from doing this. So we'll put a little piece of card back there and we'll see if it fixes it. All right, so let's get started. All right, so these Joy-Cons, they come apart with a tri-wing screwdriver. I'm using a Y0. I think a Y0 or a Y00 is what you need, but this one works for me. Bit of gunk in this one. And so the reason that you'd want to fix this, well, not the reason you want to fix it, because it's such a known issue, Nintendo actually have a exchange program. So you can send your like faulty Joy-Con in, and they'll send you some new or refurbished ones, but they're probably not going to be the one that you sent in. So like this one's just a grey one, so you probably could send it in just fine. Just get some other grey one back. But if you have like fancy Zelda print ones or some limited edition one, it's probably better to fix it, because if you send your Zelda one in, you might get a sort of grey one back, and that'd suck. So actually, earlier this week, I did this service on one with Zelda print. I'll put a little snippet in here, um, but yeah. So that's why you'd want to fix it if you got a limited edition one. I'm just doing this for my friend because it's faster than sending it away. And the one you get back is probably just going to be another one that'll drift at some point in the future. So yeah, we'll try and fix it up. Need to take the battery out next. Forgot to get my guitar pick. We'll just use a little guitar pick or pry tool. Yeah, just pop it down there. Lift the battery out. There's a little bit of tape holding it in, but should come out fairly easily. Okay. And then we've got the little carrier board held in. Doesn't seem to be any screws at the top. One, two, and one at the bottom, and that's a Phillips. I think it's a Phillips Zero. So Phillips Zero bit. And then this little carrier board should come out, I think, unless there's a screw at the top that I can't see. Oh, there we go. There's a little ribbon cable, so we'll just be careful of that. We'll tip it over on the ribbon cable. And that's as far as we need to take it apart. We just need to put something here so that there's more pressure between the back housing and this, and that keeps the Joy-Con, more together. Because the reason that it fails is the joystick is connected to some contact pads, which slide around on other contact pads, and if they're not pressed against each other all the way, they can be inaccurate. So yeah, we'll try and get our card cut up. See from the one that I did earlier this week. I do need to cut about that much off the end here. So that's about the right size, just enough to cover it and put a bit of pressure between the back housing and the Joy-Con itself. Don't really need to hold it in with anything. If you just let it sit there and put this back on gently, it should stay in place. And when you tighten the screws down, there we go. When we tighten the screws down, it will get trapped in that location and should never move. Give that battery a little push down so that the tape gets a little bit of a reseal. Fold those ribbon cables over properly. Sandwich it back together. Oh, didn't get the sandwich right. There we go. And we'll pop our housing screws back in with our Tri-Wing Y0. And the left and right Joy-Cons are not the same. They're a little bit different. The major difference with the other side is that it has an antenna cable that you need to move out of the way. I insert a little clip here as well from the other one I did this week. Yeah, but it's a pretty straightforward job. Anyone with a little screwdriver kit like this iFixit kit should be able to achieve this at home. So yeah, hopefully you guys can use this as a little guide. Little Tri-Wings are not magnetic, which is quite annoying. Let's give it a little bit of a cinch, nothing crazy. It's only screwing into plastic, I think. All right, so now we get a switch and we give it a little bit of a test. So the Joy-Con still works quite well. We'll find out if it still wants to drift. So you can see a little bit of it there. So it still drifts. So we might need to increase the pressure. We'll just see if I press on the back of the housing, it goes back to center. So it does go back to center with a little bit of a press. So we might just need to repeat these steps once more and put another thickness of card in there just to get a little more pressure on the back of that. All right, so we've done our second piece of card in there, and now you can see there is really quite a bit of resistance pushing out on that. So when we put the screws in it, hopefully it'll hold it tight enough that we'll not have any drift left. All right, so let's test her out, see if we've improved it all. looking pretty good so far. And if we do like the sprint test, which is where it seemed to happen most often before, holding the stick down and letting it return, that's where it really happened before. So it's looking a lot better. It's something I like to do just whenever I have one of these in front of me at all, is to give it a little bit of an isopropyl clean. So on the bottom of the Joy-Con itself, you can see here, there's a little bit of a shield there. Let's see if I can poke it. So there's a little bit of a shield here. And if you lift it up a little bit, like that, you get some isopropyl alcohol down in there, and then give the stick a bit of a jiggle around, you actually, as best as you can without taking the switch apart, the Joy-Con apart itself, like the actual thumbstick, you can give it sort of the best clean that you can, without taking it apart. So if we get the nozzle in there, give it a bit of isopropyl, not too much, and give it a good swish around. If there's any dirt or dust that's on those little contact pads, will get sort of wiped away by the wipers, pushed to the side, and it's just a good thing to do if you have one of these in front of you. All right, so now that that's in there, sort of give it a bit more of a press down, a bit more of a squeeze. And there you go. One switch Joy-Con with its drift fixed. Now, obviously, I'll wait for that isopropyl to dry, give it a couple hours, and then I'll test it again thoroughly, maybe like 5 minutes of messing around with it, see if I've definitely fixed it. But there you go. That's how you fix Joy-Con drift. Alrighty. See you guys next time. Bye.